Settle. So now we come to the two models that we'll use in the workshop. Both of them define the rhombic dodecahedron, what the Greeks call the rhombic dodecahedron, which is a 12-sided container that is made from the sphere diamond, and 12 of them come together to enclose this space. So you can see each one of these is the same thing as this, and inside of this there are 5 other containers that fit into them. There's the octahedron, there's the cube, there's the vector equilibrium or cube octahedron, the coupler, and the tetrahedron. What we're going to do as we take these models apart is the rhombic dodecahedron is going to eventually reveal its half-size container, and the octahedron will reveal its half-size octahedron. So let's start to take one of these apart, and what we see is that there is this quarter tetrahedron here, and that underneath it there's an octahedron, the face of the octahedron, and then it's interpenetrated with this tetrahedron. So we take this containment field off here, and it makes a tetrahedron. That these are these quarter tetrahedrons, 4 of them come together to make the tetrahedron, and you can start to see the interconnectedness and the interpenetration of these other systems inside of the rhombic dodecahedron. We'll take the other one apart, the other side apart. So that gives us these tetrahedrons. We take them away, and now these two models have a much closer appearance. You can see that these tetrahedrons that are inside define these outside external locations that make the rhombic dodecahedron. So this one, we'll take these apart. Well, here, let me take the half octahedrons off of here. And inside here, we have a cube that's defined by the relationship of these two containers, the tetrahedron and the coupler, interpenetrating each other. There are 3 couplers inside of here and 2 tetrahedrons, so there's a 5-way cross-referencing that's going on inside the cube. So we'll find that the cube keeps appearing again and again. So in the first one, we divided the diamond shape, this sphere diamond shape, along its long axis. This time we're going to slice it on its short axis, and it makes this half coupler. You put 2 of these couplers together, and it makes a coupler with a half-size octahedron inside of it. Now the interesting thing about this half coupler is that you take those same 2 and turn them inside out, and they start to make the internal structure of the cube. So you see that this is really the center of the cube to its outside corners. And all cubes love to spin, that their natural state is spinning. So you always want to put them up on their corners. So here we have the same 2 models that we had before. And if we put this, what happened to that little, oh, here it is. If you put this cube on its corner, you can see that it makes these half octahedrons here make the internal structure of, the external structure of the vector equilibrium. So once again, we have these 2 cubes that seem to be made of the same things. They have 3 couplers that connect the midpoints of the cube, and then the 2 tetrahedrons that connect the corners of the cube. So there's a 5-way cross-referencing that's going on here. But what's interesting about these modular units of structural integrity is that they have different ways in which they can be divided and multiplied and added and subtracted together. So these little guys here are 1/12 of an octahedron, meaning 12 of these guys fit together and make an octahedron. So in this version, the couplers fill in the valleys between these two tetrahedrons that form the outside corners of the cube. And then if you group these in groups of 3, they make a half-size octahedron. Leaving the two tetrahedrons interpenetrating each other to make the cube. So in this one, the 3 couplers interpenetrate each other, and the tetrahedrons are defined by these 1/6 tetrahedrons, 1/6 of the volume. So if you take 2 of these off, it makes a half-size tetrahedron. So here's the full-size tetrahedron, and you can see that it's a half-size of that. And then they define the tetrahedron that interpenetrates with the 3 couplers to make the cube. So we can take all of these off. So that we still have 2 versions of the cube. Here you can see that this fits there we go. The 3 couplers hit the midpoints of the cube and define the total structure of the cube. The 2 tetrahedrons define the corners of the cube. So they both define the same thing, but they do it in 2 completely different ways. So if we take the tetrahedrons off of here, but leave the quarter tetrahedron, you get the half-size rhombic dodecahedron. So then if you take off, these are all half couplers of the half size. Together they make a half coupler, and here is its full size. You take these off, if you take 8 of these half couplers off, you have the full size coupler, and then if you take those last 4 off, we return to, at the center of both of these models, were the rhombic dodecahedrons, half size.
Can you just do that one more time? This is our grand finale here. We're really excited about this.
Go through, do the whole thing again?
Yeah, just reintroduce how we've come to the center, maybe in a longer sentence. So as you can see here, we
Oh, finish this up.
finish it off with a more finishing sentence.
Oh. Oh, I can see what kind of director she is. Oh, we gotta have a pastry table here next time, okay? Get me hopped up on sugar. So, we've taken all of the different modular units of structural integrity off of what we originally started off with, and we end up having, at this core, the rhombic dodecahedron that we started off with, but at half size. So that the patterns that we're discovering continue on. There is no one way to do this. There is no one size that it stops at. It just depends on where you want to stop it and what you want to know.